user community platform like ours can have regarding trust is definitely to lose this trust. And to make sure we keep it, we maintain it, we reinforce it day after day, we have three different things that we need to do. Safety, strong safety platform, work on that. Make sure the teams are working daily on this and make it safety. Connection, make sure that people interact with each other with a high level of connection and a high level of trust among those connections. And at least comfort. Make sure the design, product, platforms, the app is made for reinforcing this trust each and single moment we have on the platform and within the website.
So I think the first most important threat is the problem with comments and seeing the way that trolls behave. I think that has to be taken account and fixed if we can. So that's the number one threat is trolling. The number two threat is how we perceive each other. So we need to create online environments that let people feel like they're connecting with other humans. And then the last is the sense of disinformation. If people start to think that they can't trust any media, then that's going to affect all media.
One of the stress is actually, I think, the payment. A user wants to be sure that when he is doing a transaction online, that this money will pass on to the vendor or the beneficiary. So I think payment and transactions are really a main threat today. And this is something that we can absolutely answer to with payment solutions such as MANGOPAY.
Internet as a protocol, right, is based on trust. It is, so we're entering a trust-based economy. The digital economy is trust-based. For me, one of the main threats to users of platforms today is basically, let's take the example of me. Because I don't trust the organization, then I won't trust the service anymore. So I will lose access to the service because of that lack of general trust in the organization. So basically, in my research, what I found would be useful is to create processes of good governance between users and the platforms. So users being the users of the service, but also the providers of the service.
There are many threats to user communities, and I suppose the biggest one for, say myself in my own mind, because I use many of them, I'm an Airbnb user, for example, and a host actually, is fraud or account hijack, that kind of thing. People representing themselves as other than who they are. It's quite a piece of work, I think, to completely get ahead of that. But I think the companies that do a good job on it, and Airbnb, I think, is a very good example. They've got very high trust from their community. Build it into the design of their product. They build it into their sort of IT systems and their IT solutions. But I think they also have trust and safety as part of their service offering, their customer service offering to their users, so that if something bad does happen, and it is going to happen, right? Even if it's a very small percentage of incidents, then there needs to be fast, appropriate, empathetic, and effective resolution. I think that's probably the best an online platform can do currently.